my gosh, that was too fast. My gosh, I was just getting ready to light this thing again. So, welcome back, my friends. As if I if I have anybody to watch after a video or two here. But no, I want to talk about the immigration stuff because I think it's good that at least what's going on down there has brought some light to the matter, and people are talking about it, and they're doing polls and all that stuff, and that's good because the rat bastards that think this is great and wonderful and just want these people to come in are looking at it going pretty much overwhelmingly. The American people are like, no, you need to stop that. And the other thing that I don't know if it's going to make any difference. I hope it does. But the polls are overwhelmingly also with this sending money to the Ukraine and around everybody else and not spending it here has overwhelmingly stopped doing that stupid shit too. But I don't know. Hopefully these people that are all for this stuff, people had it with them. Hopefully just throw their ass out of office because we don't need those idiots there. I mean, it should be America first. If we grow, for example, let's say we grow, 5 bushels of apples, and we eat 4 bushels of apples. We got a bushel to sell. We're not going to sell all 5 bushels. America first. If we got leftover, sure. Fine. We got orders that come in and we fulfill the orders to whoever because they wanted us to build this, or that, great. But enough of this, take care of the rest of the world and screw the American people? No. It should have never been that way. Should have never got that way in the first place. But damn well, like everyone else, there's so much corruption going on here. So many hands being greased. And the money isn't going just to it goes to Ukraine or one of these places, but it makes its way on around and back into their coffers one way, shape, or form, or some hidden account in the Vatican or something that can't be traced, and the IRS can't go in there and audit and blah blah blah. That's another thing that's going to be interesting. I just thought about it. Is what happens when the dollar is not the reserve world currency. You can't use it as a weapon anymore. You can't threaten with it anymore. So, will these countries allow, quote, the government, our government, the IRS, to walk in and audit their banks and this and that stuff? They may look at you and go, screw up, we don't want you here. Get the hell out of our country. They may do that, and then all of a sudden it's like, well, now the rich people are all like, oh, this is great. They can do all kinds of stuff and have offshore accounts because these other countries just told them to screw off. So actually the corruption might actually get worse. Maybe not. That's just me. So who the hell knows? But I just think it was just a thought that popped into my head. But no, back to the immigration stuff. I mean, I get it. They're living in shitholes. I get that. You're living in countries that are more lawless than this country. But the difference with us here is these people in this country are willing to be kicked around and kiss the thugs' boots and curl up in a fetal position and take the bullshit and eat shit sandwiches. That's what the population here does. Now, you get down there in these other countries, you got these gangs and such, and they just take over a region. They're used to just walking and taking over. New York and Chicago, places like that, your larger police departments, they're They're kind of a different breed. And when these little gangbangers come over thinking they're going to intimidate these guys, they're not intimidated. You see, they're used to being the big bully, the bad guy, the baddest of the bad on the block. It's like you're not walking over us. So when the little gangbanger gets out of line, all of a sudden he gets grabbed, slammed against the wall, and you've probably seen the videos and stuff. And all of a sudden they're like, "What the hell's going on here?" And they go, "We don't get treated like this in our country." Well, right, you don't, because you're running around full automatic weapons in places that probably don't allow that crap, but you do have them, and you're dealing drugs and whatever else. Then you come here and try that in a major city, and these guys ain't going to put up with your bullshit. Now, it should be that way throughout the whole country, but it's not. And the citizenry here are already used to kowtowing to bullshit. That's wrong. The citizenry here should be 100% in control of everything. I mean, the government, the police, the whole 9 yards. We shouldn't tolerate anything that's unconstitutional and immoral. We shouldn't. This is why these people are leaving their countries. Because it's so awful bad down there, because they're so corrupt. They're even more corrupt than these guys, if it's believable. But instead of going into Mexico and Honduras, Guatemala, all these places, and working on a deal with them, saying, "Hey, listen, we're going to go tell China, go screw off. We don't want your shit. We want to build factories, have a co-op, a cooperative or something, so we can help build some stuff and put people to work, paying them a good, decent wage, I don't know, $30 an hour, $40 an hour, whatever." And these people are like staying in their country. Why? Well, because we got good jobs. We could, buy cars, houses, and build stuff, and our economy, just goes up. Because there's a lot of infrastructure that can be built down there. Along with building our own infrastructure up at the same time, building this whole North America, Canada, us, South America, and maybe even go further. Like I said, South America too, and that have this great big huge, global economic power where you need something, it doesn't matter, it doesn't have to go by ship. It could go by ship if it's cheaper and quicker, but you could go run it through over the highways and into countries. It doesn't matter. You don't have to worry about it coming across the sea, and if you're going to get it or not, if you're at war, all kinds of stuff. It takes a lot of guesswork out of it. And then they have an actual vested interest in what's going on also. They look at China and go, well, why do we want to buddy up with them? Because we got it pretty good here with the United States. Right. Why would you want to do that? They're clear across the damn ocean. Why? I mean, you're right here, and we're working it out, and we're building everything we want right here. Yeah, and it stops a lot of the corruption. I mean, it's not going to stop it totally, but it'll help, because there are going to be a lot of people that are, doing a lot better. And it's like, well, I was dealing drugs, but, I don't have to do that now and go to jail or prison or something like that if I get caught or shot or killed, because I can go and get a job and I can make enough money that I can take care of my family. I can buy some extra stuff. Blah 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 blah. That's good, and I think that's wonderful if that can happen. So, yeah, you need to bring them up economically. Work with them instead of just letting them pour in. They wouldn't want to be here. They'd much rather probably be in their own country if they could make a living, and their own country needs to straighten the crap up. if they can't straighten it up, hey, call up whoever's president and say, hey, listen, I got a problem down here. We can't get this under control. Well, what do you want us to do? Ask him. Well, you could send down the military or do a few missile strikes on some damn cartels and take them, blah, blah. It's like, well, I'll go to Congress and we'll ask. I think most people in this country would probably say, if you were going to go down and strike the cartels, yeah, we're going to destroy them. There won't be any cartels. Oh, I mean, if there are, we'll mop them up later. It'll be so trivial it won't matter. I think if they did that, the American people would probably be behind it because they don't want, well, unless you're one that's on the stuff, and I can't even believe those people want to be on it. But I think general consensus of the United States would be like, yeah, let's clean this mess up. That'd be a good thing. And then we'll start building infrastructure all around, north and south of us and the whole 9 yards, and get that Trudeau idiot, get him out of there, unless he has a change of whatever. But I'm telling you, what a moron. That's the problem. We're dealing with a lot of just, it's a subculture out there. You had people that worked, and they had a good work ethic, and most of them were moral, and went to church, and the times were a lot. I'm not going to say easier. They weren't. They were tough. But the people mindset was totally different. Now you got a whole bunch of people out there that are a bunch of just clowns, a bunch of ass clowns. It's like, really, this is how you think? I don't even understand that. Makes no sense to me. They hire people that are incompetent, and then they wonder why they have problems. I mean, I'm talking about corporations, government too, though. They hire a bunch of people because the people that are in charge have been in the government training system too long. Been watching this propaganda all over the television, the news, and everything else, and then they wonder why we have such a mess in this country. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I order parts, and it's like that's not even it's not even the same. I mean, I'm not talking about a part. I'm talking about it's like this is for a fuel system that of what I ordered, and this is a suspension part. It's like, no, wait a minute here. This is all screwed up. So, man, I don't know. It's a mess. That's for damn sure. I mean, if it was like if I ordered a fuel pump and they sent me the wrong fuel pump, it'd be like, well, I mean, at least for in the fuel system. I ordered a fuel pump and it's a suspension part. It's like, how the hell is that even? I don't know. I don't know how that happens. It's beyond my comprehension. But it's that way at other places too. It's just like government. You call them up, ask them a question. It's like talking to, I don't know, that woman that does the White House briefings every day. It's like just spewing bullshit to be spewing bullshit, and you're like, I don't even understand. I don't even know what the hell you just said because it's such bullshit. I don't get it. I kind of have to stop for a minute and kind of wrap my head around even I think of maybe what you said, but all it was a bunch of gobbledygook shit that I don't understand. It's kind of like when Biden talks. It's like, well, you do speak a second language if you get him and you understand him. It's called gibberish. You speak gibberish, and you understand gibberish. Why? Because you're obviously from that generation that understands this bullshit. You see, it used to be like this. We'd have a generation, and throughout history, we usually went, you know, societies advance a little and advance a little and keep getting better. And that's what we try to do, especially for our children. We want our children and grandchildren and such to be better than us. But what's happening is yeah, you kind of got somewhere in here, and then all of a sudden it went, it just keeps going down and down and down and getting worse. Until look around you. Look at this mess we got. There are some people out there that still have some work ethic and common sense and the whole 9 yards. But damn, that's hard. I mean, you got people that are managing businesses for corporations, okay? And I'm not talking about like area directors above them. I will in a second, though. But they sit there and they're vaping this marijuana and shit. They're vaping it instead, I guess. And then their bosses, area directors, doing the same thing. It's like, well, no wonder the company's so screwed up, because all you people are running around hiring a fucking kite and you don't know what the hell you're doing. You may be competent, maybe, I don't know. You're obviously an idiot because you're doing that shit in the first place. But, you know, I mean, I'm not saying everybody's an idiot that does that, because there are some people, you know, they can have a drink or two and that's it. Some people, well, we got to drink the whole bottle. Same thing with marijuana. Some people could probably have a little bit and then that's it. And some people, man, I don't know, we gotta smoke the whole, I don't know what the hell, a bag or whatever. I don't know. Like I said, there's idiots everywhere. But you see it. You talk to these people. It's like you look at you, what the hell? It's like, I don't even understand what you just did. I mean, common sense would just normally just tell you that's not how this works. But they just do it anyways. It's pretty bad. It's getting a hell of a lot worse. And you know that. I mean, the sad thing is we got a government that there's a lot of good congressmen and women in government. There's a lot of them that are good. But they get out, they get bullied and a whole bunch of other stuff by these old timers that are still in there, that are no good, should never been in there. I mean, Nancy Pelosi, Chuck Schumer, Nadler. There's a bunch of them that are just, you know, that shouldn't really even be there, because I don't understand how they think. Their thinking process is, it's obviously they got to be satanic, because they're not doing what's good for anybody, not even themselves. Well, they're trying to do what's good for themselves, line their pockets, but it ain't working out too good for them, because then they get caught, and then they're like, oh, now they got to do something else to, you know, take the heat off of them, change the subject matter, get you into a war so everything's forgotten as they slip off into the night, slither off into the night. Yeah, there's some of them, they're just unbelievable. The good ones, yeah, we got quite a few of them out there. Are they making a difference? Man, I think so. I'm not sure. They're still battling and battling and battling, and I get that. But I don't know. We'll find out, won't we? But I figured I'd get on here and talk a little bit about that immigration stuff. And then it all comes down to corruption, is all it comes down to. Those people are leaving their countries because they're so corrupt. They come to this country because they're so corrupt. And who the hell would allow... I mean, I've seen it on TV, okay? Haven't been down there. Haven't seen it with my own two eyes. But if I went down to the border and I saw this stuff with my own two eyes, it'd be like, why the hell are you letting them bastards in, these little Chinese? Why are you letting these other, you know, I'd be like, why? Why are we doing this? Something ain't right here. I mean, I understand the women and the children wanting to get the hell out of a place that is not safe to raise, not safe to be a woman, and not a good place to raise a child. I understand that. That's pretty much a no-brainer. You want to go where you're treated the best. Well, down there, it's just lawless as hell. And they're corrupt as hell. That's why they're lawless as hell. And look at this country. We're lawless as hell, and we're corrupt as hell. Now they're destroying it. Oh, we're not going to get destroyed from outside. It all happened from within. Japanese. The thing was, is behind every blade of grass was an armed American. We frightened them because we have guns. Everybody's got guns. This is America, man. They're all cowboys, and they're all out there shooting the shit out of stuff. That's right. What happened when they dropped the bomb? That's right. We woke up the sleeping giant. Didn't work out too well for them. So, and that's what's going to happen. I mean, you know, you start destroying an economy and start laying people off more and more, and then screw around with their benefits and don't give them anything, and they start losing more and more and losing ground and going. You don't think you're not going to have? It's not going to be a civil war. It'll be a war of survival. And they're going to be mad. They're going to be angry. And it doesn't matter who they take it out on as long as they vent it on someone. That's a sad, sad day. But why the hell did you let it... This goes to the damn idiots in charge. Why'd you let it get this way? Because you're that corrupt. You're that evil. Because you knew it was going to happen. That's right. You're a vessel of evil. You let Satan come into your soul and turn it black, and your heart black, and everything about you is black. You're going to answer for that. You ain't going to like it. You think right here. You're thinking very small, very tiny. You're thinking, oh man, look at the money, look at the lifestyle. We can boats and this. Oh, look at the power we get. Look at all this stuff. Okay. If you're lucky, you live 100 years. If you're lucky. Most of you maybe 80, mid-80s. If that. And then, well, you get to spend eternity in hell. Eternity. Think about what you're doing. Real, real hard. So anyhow, y'all take care. Keep praying for these people. Hopefully, some have some revelation. God will do something and they'll have some revelation and everything will fall into place for them, maybe. Hopefully. We'll see. I'm not sure about that, but God can do anything. Y'all take care.